Hello students, welcome back to commercial arithmetic class. So today we will solve the last set of problems on average due date. So the 14th question is, person A sent the following consignments to B, allowing 1 month credit in each case. So he sends consignment of worth rupees 2000 on 17th March, rupees 2500 on 10th April and rupees 1500 on 24th May. B remitted to A rupees 1500 on 1st May and rupees 1500 on 1st June. He also returned goods worth rupees 200 on 30th April. What should he pay on 30th June to close the account reckoning interest at 5% per annum? So in this question, dates are given and they have given amount paid also. Instead of cash, he has returned goods worth rupees 200, so even that has to be included. So we'll make two columns, that is, one is amount due and one is amount paid. So initially he had to pay rupees 2000. He had drawn bill on 17th March, but he allows 1 month credit, so it will be due on 17th April. Rupees 2500 will be due on 10th May and 1500 will be due on 24th June. So we are taking April 17th as 0 date, so we can calculate number of days from 0 date and then take the product, take the summation of the product as well as the amount. Coming to amount paid, so amount is 1500 and number of days from 17th April to 1st May is 14 days. Number of days from 17th April till 1st June is 45 days and number of days from 17th April to 30th April is 13 days. So take the product, again take the summation, therefore average due date will be, so use this formula, you will get approximately 24 days from 0 date, that is average due date is on 11th May. Now interest on the balance, that is 6000 minus 3200 is 2800. So this amount is the balance amount, so whatever interest he has to pay on the balance amount at 5% per annum up to 30th June is rupees 19.178. Therefore in total he has to pay 2819.17 rupees. Here number of days from 11th May till 30th June is 50 days. So since you are taking days, divided by 365, rest it is the same. So the 15th problem is, a merchant supplies goods and receives cash as follows. Determine the date on which the balance should be paid to close the account. So they have given a list when goods are supplied and the cash received. So on 15th March, rupees 500 goods is supplied and it is allowed for a credit of 2 months. On 20th March, rupees 1500 is allowed for the credit of 3 months. 28th June, rupees 2000 credit for 4 months. And the cash received is, on 28th March, merchant receives 500, on 1st June he receives 800 and on 28th June he receives 1500. Ascertain the balance amount including interest at 6% per annum to merchant on 31st December 2016. So first let us assume 20th March to be the 0 date. So again, goods supplied once, that is amount due, and cash received, that is amount paid. We'll make two columns. In that write the amounts first. What will be the due date for 15th March for 2 months credit? It will be on May, that is March, April and May. So 15th May. For 20th March for 3 months credits, it will be due on 20th June and the last one is will be due on 20th October. Now you have taken 20th March as 0 date, find number of days from the 0 date, take product. Similarly write amount and number of days and product for cash received, find average due date. So approximately 331 days we will get from the 0 date. Now therefore the average due date is on 14th Feb 2017. So this is for March April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, Jan and Feb. So when you add this, you will get 331. So I had shown in previous classes how to calculate average due date from the zero date. So take 331 and go on subtracting these. Whichever value will come on the last, that will be your average due date. So average due date is on 14th Feb 2017, that is the next year. Since average due date is after the 31st December 2016, he has to pay no interest. So very simple, if the date was before 31st December 2016, then he has to pay certain interest. Now he is paying before the average due date, therefore there has to be no interest paid on the balance amount. So the 16th problem is, a person opens an account in a bank on 2nd Jan 2015 with rupees 5000. His further transactions with the bank are, so deposits are given and withdrawals are given of a person in his bank. Now for this you have to ascertain the amount including interest at 3.5% per annum to his credit on 31st March. So he opens the account on 2nd Jan 2015, so we will take it as zero date for our convenience. Now we'll make two columns, deposits and withdrawals. Write the amounts, number of days from zero date, take the product for both the thing. Now find average due date, so you'll get approximately 7 days from the zero date. So because we are taking 2nd Jan as zero date, average due date will be on 9th Jan. Now you have to find the interest at 3.5% per annum as on 31st March. Therefore number of days from 9th Jan to 31st March is 81 days, and when you calculate interest on the balance of rupees 7000, you will get interest as 54.36. Therefore the total amount is 7054.36 rupees. So in this question they have given dates as well as he is opening an account on 2nd Jan with rupees 5000. So even this has to be included in the deposits. Don't ignore this and consider only these two. Make sure you are including his initial balance also. So with that we have completed the third chapter, that is average due date. So the concept is very clear. All you have to remember is how to calculate number of days from the zero date as well as average due date. You have to be careful about the leap year also. So it is your task now how to find out whether the given year is a leap year or not. So in the question, if they have given a year wherein it is a leap year, you have to include one more date extra in February and then calculate average due date. So in the next class we will begin with the fourth unit. So that's it for today's class. Thank you.